Hey guys, how you doing? Hey Dom, hey Jess, hey Justin, hey peeps in the live chat. Thanks for waiting for us. It's a very, very special evening. Dominic, why is it so special?
Because it's time to know the semifinals. It's very exciting, especially for us nerds, because there's so much to analyze here. I'm ready.
Eurovision nerds, what are you talking about?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Oh, and Jess, we're obviously super excited because this is
Yeah.
happening in Liverpool, in the UK. But I am most excited about the fact that poor Justin down here is literally like 6 a.m. in Australia, and you've woken yourself up to watch this allocation draw. So thank you so much for joining us, Justin. Always good to see you. So we're just getting ready for the show to be screened on BBC Two in the UK. For those of you not in the UK, you can watch it live on YouTube as well. And if you are watching it, come back and tell us what you think about the semi-final allocation draw. We also get to see the new slogan or theme and logo. Is that right? Logo
Yes.
for Eurovision 20. I always have so much trouble saying that. But anyway, we're going to go to the... It's like slow-mo, isn't it? Slow-go. Slow-go and a slogan.
Like Fuego.
Slow-go.
Slow-go.
Someone call Chanel and get a parody done.
So the
Yeah.
show is started, and we've got AJ, and AJ is looking seriously stunning, actually, in her dress. Rylan looks amazing too. So quickly going to shout out to Morton V. Hello to you. We're so excited. We got RJ in the house. We got Lee Fern. Hey, Lee Fern. How you doing? I think you're heading to Melody Festivalen soon as well, which is very exciting. We've got Jason Waters. We've got Sarah O'Halloran. You're always ready, Sarah O'Halloran. No one is more ready. No one is more ready than you. We've got Joanne Johnson in the house as well. So Jess, talk us through what's going to happen tonight for those that may be watching this for the first time. It's not only the semi-final allocation draw, but it's also a handover ceremony as well.
Yeah, so kind of as tradition goes, the previous host country and host city will kind of, in a way, hand over the contest to the brand new city. So we will have the mayor of Turin, who will be in Liverpool, who will be kind of handing over the keys, like the Eurovision keys, I guess they're called, to Liverpool as they're getting ready to host this year's contest.
So I'm just having a look inside the venue now. It looks absolutely stunning, actually. And I love the lighting effect. Very on trend with this year's logo or theme, whatever you'd like to call it.
It looks very classy and like elegant.
So what's nice now is we've kind of got some Ukrainians now telling us why it's so important for Ukraine, or what the win in 2022 meant for them, and the fact that the UK is hosting on behalf of Ukraine. And we've already seen from a lot of the communications from the BBC, from the materials that have been published, that this is very much Ukraine's contest in the UK, and we've seen that even in the logo, which I'm sure we will get some comments about. I just got to say hello to. We've got Caroline in the house. Hey, Caroline. Morton, you're a fan of the new logo artwork and slogan as well. RJ also a fan. It's very bright, which I have to say, which is a good thing, because we've had some kind of Turin was kind of a darker logo. I remember this now. They're showing the clip of the commentator in his kind of underground shelter reacting to the win of Eurovision. It's such an amazing moment, and potentially we're looking at one of the hosts for Eurovision. Eurovision has been rumoured, and I can see it happening. The fact that he's been featured in this as well, maybe, and we all know that he'd be a fantastic host.
I mean, I do wonder whether we'll get a surprise reveal tonight about anything. I don't know whether we will. It's just a thought.
It would be
A
nice.
good moment, yeah, definitely. And I think like he has already hosted before, so he would be already an established host. And like Petra Mede, you can see that people can host several times. So
Yeah, and he's got a lot of support in the Eurovision community as well. So I think people will be very happy with that. So Dominic and Justin, is this your first, probably not your first taste of Rylan, because he's been very involved in Eurovision, especially over the past few years. But your first taste of AJ Adudu?
I have seen her in some shows. And obviously she was the spokesperson for the UK last year, and I think she's fabulous. She looks stunning in that dress as well.
Yeah, and I love when people are not just hosting it or doing something, but really engaged in the contest. And even though I don't know that much about them, I have the feeling that they really love the contest and that they support it. And even though UK weren't as successful last few years, I have the feeling that they already were engaged in it. So it's like a reward from all the waiting and the patience of being a Eurovision fan that they now can be a part of it.
Yeah, so we're now getting treated to a video montage of Liverpool.
Ooh, Danny Beard.
I'm actually getting goosebumps right now.
Oh yes, I know.
I'm quite liking how the BBC has put this show together. I appreciate it's only been on for 6 minutes, but it's we're moving very fast, and we know that this is all going to be crammed into half an hour, which seems slightly short for an allocation draw, but maybe the BBC is looking to show how efficient the UK is.
Wow.
Just hope that there's no clips of our national train service or. And we've seen Kerry Katona, someone with a pink wig who I have no idea who it is. Is Sonia going to pop up in this?
I mean, I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of Sonia.
So we're seeing a few Liverpudlian celebrities. Seeing Atomic Kitten now makes me wonder how they're going to feature in the actual live shows.
Well, the pink wig was Danny Beard, who is the current reigning Drag Race UK champion.
Yeah, Caroline saying Liverpool looks so good. I love the diversity that they had in that clip just there as well. And I think that's Sam Ryder recently was calling out to make sure that our act is a diverse act from the UK. So I'm a bit worried we haven't got enough time to do the draw.
That's why they were like about to start it, I think. It looks like that.
We can see the bowls behind, so we've got the keys now ready for the handover. There it is. So Stefano Lorusso, who's the mayor of Turin, is going to be handing over to Joanne Anderson, who's the mayor of Liverpool. How amazing for her to have this hosted in her city. Buonasera. I bet you can't wait to get rid of those keys.
They do look quite heavy.
Yeah.
Sarah O'Halloran, are you saying that Abby Clancy and Danielle Lloyd were in that clip? I didn't see them myself. Morton saying the show is beautiful so far. It seems quite slickly produced.
You can tell a lot of effort has gone into this.
Yes.
Like they have crammed in like a lot of things so far, but it is moving very, very, very smoothly. That building is amazing,
isn't it? So, Justin, you're hoping to be in Liverpool for Eurovision this year, so you can go and take a look.
I am actually getting my tickets finalized for my flights this week, so
how exciting!
It's getting real.
Carolina is so exciting. I'm still kind of pinching myself that this is happening in the UK.
It's kind of making it feel more real now that this is actually happening and that it's happening in my own country. And like, yeah, it's just a weird feeling.
Yeah, Morton is saying it's not just a live feed, but a proper good production. But this is the BBC, so you're not surprised. So yeah, I mean, we should make a note that this is actually going out live on BBC Two this evening. So it is actually on terrestrial. I can never say the word terrestrial TV tonight. So it has been produced as a proper half-hour, 30-minute TV show. I'm not sure. Maybe some of you guys in the live chat, have these shows typically gone out on TV stations before, or has it normally just been streamed on YouTube? Hey, George Francis, you're saying after years of flopping, now is the time for the BBC UK to have their revival. Yes, man.
Yeah.
Support them. Hey, Rye Bailey, you love AJ and Rylan. And George, just saying you've been a fan since 2007. You literally gave up hope that the UK would ever host. Me and Jess have, I think we've all been in that boat of thinking the UK was never going to host again. But how quickly things can change. So we're now just going about some of the notable artists. So we've got Scott Mills talking about some of the notable artists that have performed at Eurovision. So we've had Justin Timberlake. Dare I say it, we've had Donna. But we've had some big names come out of the show, such as Måneskin. I'm sure they're going to be showing Celine Dion if they haven't already. And ABBA, obviously. Oh, we've got Dana International. So now we're seeing maybe some of the more niche performances.
They have shown Rosalind as well.
Yes. She was actually first.
And then, we've got Duncan Lawrence, of course, one of these big viral hits. I'm sure we're going to be seeing somewhere in here. Oh,
Kate Milaki. I think I might be a few seconds. I think I might be a few seconds in front of you guys.
Hattery. So one of the things that I was always worried about with the BBC and the UK was that they were still going to make a bit of a joke of it, and they have shown some of kind of the more niche performances, but it does feel like they're really taking it seriously, which is good.
And I think Sam Ryder in 2022 definitely helped with that.
Lee Fern is just saying you're loving AJ and Rylan, doing a great job with the hosting. Maybe the wider audience might have a problem understanding AJ. I think it's not a huge surprise.
They're going to pick now the voting for the Big Five and Ukraine. Like which which semi-final they're going to vote for.
So they haven't blown the budget on the plastic box.
Mind your resources. Clever.
Are these local school kids?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It seems weird to have teenagers in a school uniform at a Eurovision event, but
it's nice that they're involved in the local
volunteers from the local Ukrainian community.
I have to say the colours of the theme are really growing on me. I'm not used to seeing it so bright.
I like them.
Yeah.
You need... Okay, Germany will vote in
semi-final.
Okay, so Austria be in it, please.
So this is a real Liverpudlian accent now, these kids.
Yeah, Ukraine will vote in the second semi-final.
So Germany in the first.
Spain in the second semi.
It's interesting. I'm much further behind than any of you.
Second. I must say about the colors, you need to get used to it, but once it's there for a bit of longer time, it's good. It's a lot though in the beginning, I think.
I think with a bit of movement and animation, it will look amazing.
Probably, yeah.
It also kind of harkens back to Düsseldorf, who had the heart theme.
Yeah, for your heartbeat.
France in the first semi.
Okay, you're ahead of me at least.
UK second semi.
with Spain and Ukraine.
Yeah.
So Italy, Germany, and France in the first.
So there we go, guys. So we've had the draw for which semi-finals the big six will be voting in. So we've got Germany, Italy, and France voting in the first semi-final, and Ukraine, Spain, and the UK voting in the second.
Okay, so we can already like see or make some conspiracies about like countries from the semi-final who wants to be in the first or second one because of the big five who are voting. So for example, of course, if you're like Austria or Switzerland, you want to be in the first one because of Germany and maybe France. That would be my theory. Ireland may want to go to the second semi-final because of the UK. Even though, like you have seen in the last few years, that it's not a big connection anymore. At least that's my feeling, that Ireland and UK aren't voting that much for each other anymore than they used to. About Spain in the second semi-final, I think Portugal wants to be there, I guess. And maybe San Marino has some hope for semi-final one because of Italy. So,
Yeah, Portugal also has quite a good voting relationship with France as well, don't they?
Yeah.
I know that Switzerland always votes for Portugal. I think there are a lot of Portuguese people there. Yeah. Okay, they're gonna start now.
So who's furthest ahead? Is it you, Dom?
I think it's Jess.
I
Is
think
it
it's
Jess?
me.
So
Yeah,
Jess,
for like 5 seconds or so.
if you can read it out for all of us as it comes up.
Yeah. But we have Martin Osterdahl. Is that his name?
Rye Bailey, we would love Ireland to make the final. It's been a hot minute now. It feels like it since 2018, I think, which was the last time I made it through to the final. With
Still one of my favorites. Together was the song.
Oh, and what a beautiful performance it was.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I cried.
So,
Okay, so they're gonna
Serbia
be...
is semi-final one.
Yeah.
In the first half of the first semi.
Serbia. Maybe one more thing. There are going to be 15 countries in the first semi-final.
Sweden.
Sweden in the first half of the first.
In the second half.
Lucky as always.
You've lost me now, Jess. Sweden are in the first half of the first semi-final. Is that right?
Second half of the first semi-final.
Oh, second. Sorry. Okay.
Serbia was in the first half.
So we have Latvia performing in the first half.
Semi-final 2.
Semi-final 1.
Semi-final 1. Do semi-final 1, like the whole one.
So we have Ireland performing in first half.
So not in the same semi-final as he's voting.
Moldova second half.
Will that be Sunstroke Project? I think they won their
the auditions, yeah. So Albania's performing in semi-final 2. in the second half.
Second half. They would have probably
Australia's in the second semi.
second semi.
So UK could vote for them. Interesting.
Hmm.
They're in the second half.
I'd say your voice is very therapeutic tonight, Jess.
Thank you.
Sound lovely.
We will take your points, Jess.
You're like the rose amongst three thorns.
They're not thorns. Armenia's in the first half of the second semi.
You're just dying to do some French, aren't you? God, AJ
Cyprus in the first half.
Cyprus first half, semi-final 2.
Yep. So we have Romania, who are now separate from Moldova,
Hmm.
Ooh.
in the first half. Okay, now we're going back to semi number 1.
Let's just say hello to Bubble Pirate. If Hoydemoot by Benjamin participates in Finland, you're going to Liverpool too. Hope to see you there.
So do you think Ryland's doing this off the cuff, or is he seems to be on the ball with his stats and
We have a country performing in the second half, but I didn't see what the country was. So whatever
you can
country is
say.
left
I can tell you in a
won.
second because I'm like
Switzerland.
a few seconds behind. Is it Switzerland?
It
Okay.
was
It is
Switzerland.
Switzerland, yeah. Second half.
Apologies. We have a country there before, but we don't know who it is.
Okay,
Switzerland.
Norway's
second
in the first half of semi 1.
Okay. They go together with Sweden. Lucky them.
Let's hope it's shaping up. I do love a good semi, so let's just hope it's to be a good one.
We have Israel in the second half. Reminds me of the lottery when they're picking out all the numbered balls.
Oh, RJ wants to know about the Netherlands.
Portugal is first half.
So no Spain for them.
Nope.
So out of the songs we have so far this year, we've only got Belgium. Albania in semi 2. Belgium will be in, I'm going to predict semi-final 2 as well.
Netherlands in the second half.
The semi-final 1.
Yeah.
If I was a country, I think I'd want to be in the second half.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know Duncan Lawrence was running the Netherlands entry this year.
I'm not sure I did.
So we're back on semi 2. Austria's in the second half. So they're away
No.
from Germany. Sorry, Dom.
Is the voting relationship between Germany and Austria that strong these days?
Well, that's the only one they've got. At least I think so.
I mean, what country was that? Denmark first half. Lithuania is second half.
I have to say, if they finish this by within the 30 minutes, they're doing a good job.
San Marino was second half, and they don't have Italy to help them.
Ooh,
So basically, all the ones we called out haven't happened.
No,
we've jinxed.
only Norway and Sweden are the only couple I would say are like this so
We've
far.
we've basically jinxed all of these countries' chances.
Everyone. Yeah.
Belgium
Yay.
first half,
Belgium,
Semi-final
2.
2.
so no Netherlands, no France, no Germany. Well, good luck, Belgium. Even though I like the song, it's such a grower.
I don't mind it, but it's not one of my favourites.
I love 90s, you know.
So we're
So
back to
far,
semi-final
semi-two.
1.
Semi-two, we have Armenia, Cyprus, Romania, Denmark, Belgium, Albania, Australia, Austria, Lithuania, San Marino.
So Croatia's first half of semi-1.
And they will be selecting their entry along with 53 other countries next Saturday, won't they, on the 11th?
11th, yeah.
Finland second half.
Oh, so it's Norway, Sweden, and Finland. Oh, yeah.
Poor Denmark.
Azerbaijan second half.
And not together with Armenia.
Oh, I don't know if that's a bad thing.
No, they would cancel each other out. That's what I'm.
Oh, okay.
Malta's first half. And they're not in the same semi as the UK.
And Italy.
Does the UK typically vote for Malta?
I think they normally vote for us more than we vote for them.
Mm-hmm.
Czech Republic second half.
Of course, their songs published last night. So do go and watch. We did a live stream last night following the release of the song. So do go and watch that.
Also, we're back on semi-final 2. The last country
Ooh,
is
AJ nearly went to the wrong
the last
bowl.
country, Slovenia. In the second half of the second semi. So we have Iceland in the first half. But do they have Denmark with them?
Mm-hmm. Yes, they do.
You're doing a great job, Jess.
Thank you. Georgia second half. Greece first half.
With Cyprus. Just saying.
Poland second half.
I think Estonia's left.
Just Estonia?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the second pot has one more country.
And their first half.
Also in the second semi-final.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's it. We've
Yeah.
got our allocations.
30 minutes are over.
They did do it in 30. I'm quite impressed, actually.
On point.
I was
I
getting worried at one point.
I thought it was going to go on for longer than that, but there you go. It's BBC efficiency for you with German precision. Eh?
Yes.
You like that? So, Jess, do you want to just take us through which country has been drawn into which semi?
No, because I don't have it. I've told you guys, and I've not written it down myself.
I have it here.
Go on,
Okay,
Justin.
so semi-final 1, Serbia, Latvia, Ireland, Norway, Portugal, Croatia, Malta, Sweden, Moldova, Switzerland, Israel, Netherlands, Finland, and Azerbaijan, and Czech Republic. And then semi-final number 2, we have Armenia, Cyprus, Romania, Denmark, Belgium, Iceland, Greece, Estonia, Albania, Australia, Austria, Lithuania, San Marino, Slovenia, Georgia, and Poland.
So, Dom, it's come to you first of all. Any kind of key points that you've clocked in that you want to call out?
Yeah, I think I haven't mentioned a few ones, but maybe like do it condensely. So a lot of the neighbors or friends were separated. That was like my first thought. So for example, Estonia and Finland are not in the same semifinal. Austria is not in the same with Switzerland or with the one Germany is voting. Moldova and Romania are separated. Yeah, these are like the ones I've mentioned earlier. But also there are some friends, for example, Cyprus and Greece. They did it again in the second semifinal, and they are together. And also, like in the first semifinal, especially like Norway, Sweden, and Finland, they're all in the same semifinal. That's a big one, I would say. And besides that, I would say it's pretty good draw. So it's pretty spread open, and I would say it's the most fair draw you can make. I mean, they have to go somewhere, so obviously there will be some kind of friends or neighbors together, but I think it's fair and fine. Even though, like from the first sight, I would say the first semifinal is stronger when it comes to track records and the powerhouses and stuff like that. I would say the first one is way stronger. Like if you just go through the list, I would say Serbia is a very strong country, Norway, of course, Sweden, obviously, Switzerland from the last 2 years, they were really strong. Netherlands, they have won like a few years ago. And considering UMK, I would say Finland because they can send pretty much every song. Azerbaijan, always a good one. And yeah, so I would say there are pretty strong countries here. And for the second one, if you compare it, I would say still, even though the last few years were pretty rough, Romania and Greece, I still consider them as strong countries. And especially like with Romania coming back into the final, I can see them having a good year. Also, Estonia, because I think Istilaul is very strong. And yeah, otherwise it's pretty much open, I would say. So that's my first impression.
Oh, so hello, guys. For those of you just joining us, we have just watched the handover ceremony and the semi-final allocation draw in Liverpool, hosted by AJ Dudu and Rylan Clark as well, who I'm sure we will talk about their performance in a bit. But we have the semi-finals allocated now, and we will just bring up the semi-final allocation so you can see which country is performing in which semi-final. And Jess, I'm going to ask you to use your lovely voice for semi-final one. So for semi-final one, Jess, take us through the countries which are performing in the first semi-final in May.
So in the first half, we have Serbia, Latvia, Ireland, Norway, Portugal, Croatia, and Malta. And the second half is Sweden, Moldova, Switzerland, Israel, Netherlands, Finland, Azerbaijan, and the Czech Republic.
And of course, we also had the draw for the Big Six. So voting in this semi-final will be Germany, Italy, and France. So talking about what we can see already from the semi-final, quite Scandi heavy, I would say. So we've got a little friendship group with Finland, Sweden, and we have Norway in there. Obviously, Denmark and Iceland have been drawn in semi-final 2, which we will come on to. But any countries that are going to be really happy with this draw into semi-final 1? Do you think any voting relationships that we can see? Any friendship groups that are staying together? Justin, let's come to you first. Semi-final 1.
So the one that stands out immediately is the Nordics, Sweden, Norway. Although I do think so we had 3 in the first and then 2 in the second. So they're kind of evenly split. But, Sweden and Norway have to be happy having each other there.
Yeah, Dom, any points that you want to call out on this one?
Yeah, I would also say Norway and Sweden are definitely like the most benefited from this draw. Also, maybe Finland, even though they might be sad that Estonia is not voting here, because usually they have a strong connection. And maybe also like Netherlands and Armenia usually have something going on, and they're in separate semi-finals, so that's maybe something worth mentioning. And also France is voting in the first semi-final, and usually they have some connection with Israel, which might be good for Israel here in that case. Same goes to Switzerland. France is voting here. So I would say these are the most worthy mentions.
Yeah, Jess, and also Portugal and France do have a good relationship when it comes to Eurovision. I'm thinking more kind of French votes going to Portugal, so Portugal may not be too unhappy that they're in a semi-final that France are voting for. Obviously, we have no juries anymore either, so the semi-finals will be based solely on televote. So we are looking for those neighbourly votes at times. So any observations that you have?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember quite a couple of years ago, there used to be something going on between Malta and Azerbaijan. And in the past, they have quite often exchanged votes with each other, jury votes, televotes. And they're obviously in the same semi this year. So I wonder whether that will pick up again or not. But
Maybe
otherwise,
when it comes to Malta and Azerbaijan.
Well, I mean, otherwise, I love how it's such a diverse kind of semi, and there's not too many of the typical countries that vote for each other that are kind of stuck together.
Yeah, we do have to say as well, we've got Croatia and Serbia in the same semi-final, which may benefit both countries. But poor old Moldova, they've lost their support. They're guaranteed 12 points from Romania this year.
Ukraine is also not there to vote for them.
No, of course, because they're voting in second semi-final, aren't they, this year? Let's go on to semi-final 2. So, Jess, you're going to take us through semi-final 2 as well.
Yep. So the first half is Armenia, Cyprus, Romania, Denmark, Belgium, Iceland, Greece, and Estonia. And the second half is Albania, Australia, Austria, Lithuania, San Marino, Slovenia, Georgia, and Poland.
And now we've ended with Poland. Can you say all those in Polish, Jess?
Most definitely not.
No, okay. And then voting in the second semi-final, we have Ukraine, last year's winner. We have UK, this year's host, and we have Spain, who've got their first semi-final of Benidorm Fest this evening. And those of you that are watching that, we will be going live with the results and our reaction to the Benidorm Fest first semi-final result. So that will be later on this evening. But let's go to you first, Dom. Anything you want to call out with regards to allocation of countries in semi-final 2?
I would say the strongest ones are Cyprus and Greece, obviously.
Yeah.
And also Iceland and Denmark. I think these are pretty much the only ones I would say they are very strong. Maybe put together like Estonia to Denmark and Iceland, even though they would have been happier with the Nordics, like the Finland and Sweden. They have Lithuania by their side, but I don't think their connection is that strong as some others. So I don't think the Baltics vote that much for each other. At least that's my feeling. And maybe something to mention is Georgia and Lithuania, because they tend to vote for each other quite a lot, at least for the recent years. And then maybe something to mention is Albania and Slovenia, even though I must say, because a lot of the Balkan countries withdrawn, like Montenegro's out, Bulgaria's out, North Macedonia's out. There's not much left. So they are pretty much like, really didn't matter where they got allocated, because they don't have many neighbors left. So they really have to come with the song, which is how they should qualify in the first place, if you ask me. But here we are.
Yeah, and we have to say as well that we've got poor old San Marino, who every year we're always looking at whether San Marino can count on Italy's support, but they have been split. Of course, Italy voting in semi-final 1 this year. Poor San Marino out on their own, but let's see what they pick. Una voce per San Marino will be coming up soon as well. Jess, anything that you want to call out regarding semi-final 2?
I mean, I find it interesting that Cyprus and Greece are together in the same semi. I don't think that typically happens very often. And then obviously you've got, for example, a country like Austria, but it doesn't have anybody like Germany or the Netherlands or Belgium or any country. Oh no, it has Belgium, but not Germany or maybe even the Netherlands that could possibly vote for it. Perhaps. And obviously, as you mentioned before, San Marino is kind of alone again without Italy. But then again, it does have Romania, which does sometimes vote for San Marino. So that could work in their favour. But overall, another good-looking semi, in my opinion.
We like good-looking semis, and we've got 2 out of 3 selected songs for 2023 in this semi-final as well. Obviously, Belgium being drawn into the first half. Belgium is not going to be one of my favourite songs this year. They probably would have benefited from a second half position, I would say, because I have a feeling that they might be drawn quite early on.
They might be the opener, maybe.
They could be the
That's
opener.
what I was thinking.
And of course, we've got Albania, who we know will have an epic performance on stage as well. But Justin, we have to come to you. It's 6:30 a.m. In Australia, and you have tuned in to the semi-final allocation draw. You've got Australia in the second half. What countries would you be looking for Australia to be hoping they were sharing a semi with or would vote? Because we've got we've got the UK voting in this semi.
We do. We haven't received that many points in the UK historically, though. I think the biggest shock with Australia is that we don't have Sweden this year. Sweden have always seemed to be our number one buddy. So I'm hoping to see maybe Denmark pull through. We have a connection with the Crown Princess Mary.
You're really clutching at straws here.
I also, as an Australian, this hurts me to say, but the last couple of years we have struggled with the televote, and given that we don't have jury this year, it does put a little bit of shadow in my mind about our chances of qualifying. But looking through, I said, we've got the UK, Austria have given us some points in the past. I think this is actually the worst draw for Australia yet.
Oh, and you got up so early for it as well.
It's okay.
Guys, send a lot of love because it is so early in Australia right now. It is 6:30 a.m. and Justin has got.
It's actually the sun. I don't know if you can see it out this window here.
Oh, is it? Is the sun's coming through now?
The sun is up.
It's morning time. Guys, I'm just going to jump into the live chat. So hello to everyone that's joined us. We will be talking about the show that the BBC put on for the draw as well. But we're just going to say we've got Larindai. You're saying Cyprus and Greece. Name a more iconic duo. Exactly. So they have both been drawn into semi-final 2. So I'm sure we will see the 12-point exchange between both countries this year, as we've come to expect. We've got Kevin McDougall. Hello to you. You're saying the good thing is that semi-final 1 is the one with 15 versus semi-final 2 with 16, of course, because we've got an uneven number of countries as well. Guys, if you are just joining us and you are new to our channel, make sure you subscribe to Eurovoxx. We've got so much coming up before Liverpool 2023. Lots of reactions, news, different videos. We'll be at different events. So we would love you to subscribe and hit the notification bell to make sure that you don't miss any of our videos. And if you aren't new here and you haven't subscribed yet, then why not? We love you. We need your support. So thank you very much. We've got Leah Pedersen. Yes, Riley for Denmark. So I, of course, haven't heard the Danish songs. Who has heard them?
I've heard Riley's song, and I do think it's good, and I like it a lot.
There you go. We've got Adam T saying Greece and Cyprus should never be in the same semi-final. We've got Carl Edward. Hello to you, Carl. Add Ireland and Netherlands to the northern one. So the discussion that you were saying, Dominic and Justin, about the Nordic countries in semi-final 1, to add Ireland and the Netherlands to that grouping as well. We've got Bubble Pirate is saying Finland, 100% qualifier.
It's pretty good
think
for them.
with the songs they've got in UMK plus a second half in the semi, I think depending on what they choose could be a good show closer.
We've got Jürgen. You're saying Albania in the second half of semi-final 2 maybe has a chance. So we know they're going to come out with a kind of epic performance. Dom, do you think that'll be enough for Albania this year?
It's hard to predict because we only know 3 songs. When it comes to my personal taste, I would say no, not really that fond of that song. But Albania has surprised us so many times already because they're like pretty much out or not considered as a semi-final, like finalists, and then they qualified out of nowhere. So you should never scrap out Albania just yet.
Yeah, we've got Lucia. You're saying, I hope I said your name right, or Lucia. You're saying semi-final 1 looks really cool. Obviously, we don't know any of the songs yet in semi-final 1. I always find it funny how we sit and we look at these charts of kind of which semi-finals countries will be in, and we barely know any of the songs this year. So it could all change. Who knows? San Marino could come with a potential winner, and then they won't need Italy going forward. But we will see. We've got, I just saw a comment from RJ as well. You're saying that Netherlands get supports from the Nordics too, and Germany, France, Switzerland, Portugal. Not looking bad for the Netherlands this year. And what a great job you did in Turin. I think Steen came in 11th, I think, if my memory serves me correct. And what an amazing, what an outstanding performance from her. Larindi, you're saying Sweden seems heavy on paper. Imagine a world where Sweden would miss the final. Well, it has happened.
Trend
happened
once.
I don't think they would ever allow it to happen again, but it has happened. Bubble Pirate, your team, Hoyd and Moot. We've got Lee Fern. You're saying as the semi-finals, 100% televote will be looking for those quirky and unique songs to qualify. Public tend to go for quirky entries. Well, Jess, it's about getting the balance, or Dom even. It's about getting the balance right, because once a song's qualified, you then introduce the jury, so they can't go too far one way. Really, they still have to have a balanced entry.
I think they need to have enough of a televote to secure them a place in the final, but then enough of a jury vote to carry them on in the final if the televote kind of ditches them for another song, so to say.
Yeah, and just because you're quirky doesn't mean you get blanked by the juries. We have seen a few cases where the jury still voted for these kind of songs. Not as much as televote, I think that's certain to say, but still, if the televote is massive and the jury votes like are decent, you can still win, you know?
I'm just going to say, we've got Rye Bailey. You're saying Albania will struggle to qualify again this year. We've got some cha-cha-cha love, a lot of cha-cha-cha love around Europe. Guys, Yana did a reaction video to cha-cha-cha, so do go and watch that on our channel. Kevin McDougall, you're saying top 10 qualification rate. Oh, this is interesting. Top 10 qualification rates of semi-final one country. So Sweden coming out top with 94%. Azerbaijan not far behind 93. Then we have Norway, Serbia. Down at the bottom, we have Port Ireland. Is that the
top 10?
All of the countries, is it? Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The top 10 qualification rates.
10. Okay, so Ireland 44%, Netherlands only 50%. But
yeah, remember they haven't qualified for 8 years in a row. That was like a record. I think the first qualification was 2013 with Anouk. So.
Thank you for the stats, Kevin. That's actually really useful. We've got Adam T. Hey, Adam, you're very afraid of Moldova in the semis with 100% telephone. They will dominate every year. Well, they deserved it this year, I think, because
100%.
I wouldn't have been unhappy if Moldova had won.
Me neither.
Won last year. It was such a happy song. Really made me feel good, and lots of good memories about that. We've got Katezi. Hello to you. You're saying you've got a good feeling about Estonia in semi-final too. So Estonia have been drawn in the second half of
no first half of the second semi-final.
I think we've got guys. So many of you in the live. So if we're not getting around to all your comments, then apologies. Hey, David Duran, you're saying the Czech Republic will find it hard to qualify a weak national final this year. Sorry. So any thoughts on the 5 Czech songs competing to represent Czechia this year?
I mean, I think the best song from their selection is the Vesna. I don't remember if that's the name of the group or the song, but that I think has potential to do very well for the Czech Republic. But as for the other 4 songs, I think they're kind of very sort of middle of the road. I mean, they're not bad, but they're maybe not the most outstanding or the most memorable songs. But I think overall it's, a decent selection.
We've got Claudio from Malta asking, will we flop again? I hope not.
I hope to see Malta in the final.
Yeah, Malta does have weak televotes, though. They usually rely on jury, let's be real. Yeah. And that decision about having 100% televote is not in the favor of Malta.
Yeah, and they are performing in the first half. Well, I think Malta would probably prefer a second half position. But again, we don't know the songs. It's so hard trying to... And we always get shocked every year, don't we, when it comes to kind of qualifiers from semi-finals. Maybe we won't be so shocked this year with kind of televotes only. We will see. We've got to say hello to Christian as well. Gabrielic. I've probably said your name really badly, so apologies. But love from Slovenia. Hello to you, Christian. Thank you for joining us. And Slovenia have been drawn in the second half of semi-final too. So are you happy with your position? I can see that you've got... have you got a friend in there? Slovenia?
Not really.
No.
Maybe Austria. I mean, they're neighbors.
Yeah.
I'm just having a look. You've got Italy. You've got Italy voting in semi-final 1. You've got Croatia and Serbia in semi-final 1 as well. But Slovenia, maybe you're going to come with a kick-ass song, and you don't need to rely on the support of your neighbours this year. We've got
Australia will be your friend.
Time to start exchanging televotes. Justin will vote for Slovenia if you vote for Australia this year, Christian. We've got Huey, Port Ireland. Well, let's just see what song they select.
Yeah.
Next Friday, I think, is Ireland's. Next Friday, is that right? Ireland's going to select their entry.
So, yeah.
So let's see what they select. Have we lost Justin? Oh, Justin, I think we've lost you. We've got Ranovic talking about neighbouring voting is just a sad proof that Eurovision is more political than actual. It's about the song, sadly. Well, I always say it's about the song and the performance. But yeah, when it comes to televoting, guys, let's be real. Kind of neighbourly voting is gonna play a big part in the semi-finals this year.
Yeah, I mean, if the song is really bad, you can't qualify or just rely on that. One example would be like like Russia, because they will say like Russia can never fail to qualify, and then they did with Julia. So everyone can fail to qualify except for Ukraine. Everyone has failed at least once to qualify, so you shouldn't rely on that. It has an influence, of course, and some, especially bigger countries, have an advantage over San Marino or Malta. That's just a fact, but still you need both, I think.
We've got Ante, who's saying, what's our opinion on Croatia's position? So they've been drawn into the first half of semi-final one. I will say, Ante, as well, it's quite difficult when we haven't got any songs. So I will say to people that are watching this, don't kind of get too hung up as well about these semi-final allocations as well, because when the songs get selected and we can start to see which type of song is up against which other songs in which semi-final, then it will become more obvious. But your thoughts on Croatia, Jess?
Again, it really depends on which song they send. And I do think that, there's a lot of songs in Dora this year that are very strong, in my opinion, and that are great songs that even without juries and even with the first half draw could still do very well in that semi. And they do have Serbia that could maybe help them along the way. So at the moment, I'm not too worried. And I think they've got a lot of good songs that could beat that kind of first half stereotype of being forgotten.
There you go. Right. So Dom and Justin, I'm going to come to you now as two kind of probably less biased. Yes, less biased team members. What did you think of the allocation draw and the handover ceremony today? The shortest one that I've ever seen, I think. But it would be great to hear your thoughts kind of coming from Germany and Australia. Should we start with you, Justin?
Sure. Overall, I think that was one of the most smoothest organized allocation draws that I've witnessed in recent years. It was a lot of information, it was a lot of content in a small package, but it all ran just so smoothly, and they couldn't have done it better. And Rylan and AJ, like, can we have them as the hosts? They worked so well with each other, and I am impressed.
Dom.
Yeah, I can fully agree with that. So I truly enjoyed the show, even though like you can see how much you can put in 30 minutes. I mean, there are other countries who need to work on that, Italy. So, I mean, good for them. And I hope that they're gonna show that at Eurovision like the real show as well, that they don't stretch it out too long, but still have a lot of content in it. So I enjoyed that. Also, about the lighting and the whole atmosphere, I truly like the location that we're doing it. And also, it looked very professional. And even though I wasn't a fan of the logo in the first place, I would say I get used to it very quickly. And I think it fits to the whole situation. Like everything's coming together. Also, they were emphasizing diversity, which is always a plus. So overall, I was very pleased about it, and I can see, especially AJ, I love her. She's so good. Like as one of the hosts. I mean, why not? She was already a spokesperson. I would love that.
Yeah, and we have to also say that we saw I can't even say it, Timur as well, featured in one of the segments. So there have been kind of rumours and a bit of an assumption as well that he is going to be a Ukrainian host on the show this year as well. But I remember when we were first talking about Eurovision coming to the UK, AJ Adudu is the one person that I called out as being the person that I would want to host. So it's the stars are kind of aligning for me. I'm just hoping that announcement is going to come soon. They will have to make that announcement soon, because normally we would have had the host announcement by this point, Jess. We wouldn't normally have an allocation draw and a handover ceremony without knowing the host, because they would get involved by this point. But Jess, I want to come to you on the performance of the hosts tonight, Rylan and AJ.
I second what Justin said. They work very well together. They, gel. They have a great chemistry together, and they came across as so like professional, but also you could tell that they were having fun and that they were enjoying themselves and they weren't too serious or too boring, and they were adding, you know, their personality to the hosting, which was great. And then can we also talk about how knowledgeable Rylan is as he was, you know, reading off all the countries, reading out all these facts. You know, he's very clearly so invested in Eurovision and loves it. And it's great to see that enthusiasm from Rylan and AJ, and just to see them together bringing that across. It was amazing.
Yeah, it worked really well. I mean, I've always loved Rylan for his. He is such a genuinely big fan of Eurovision, and that always comes through whenever he talks about it. And that's why I'm always so happy that he's been involved in kind of the UK Eurovision team so heavily. He's not one of these people that just comes on and says a load of stuff because he wants to make it look like he knows about something. He genuinely does know about it. He knows what's good. He knows what's bad. And I think, you know, we've got people like him to thank as well for the kind of the change of fortunes in terms of, you know, coming second this year. Well, the whole BBC team have done a great job over the past couple of years. But yeah, I would love to see AJ hosting. Just interesting. We've got a comment here from ESC. I'm going to call you ESC Love. You're from the UK. Sometimes you struggle to understand AJ. Wait until you get to Liverpool is all I'm going to say. But it's a valid point. But I think the BBC is going to be very, very keen to show diversity. And I have to be honest, I've met people from other countries that can understand someone from Scotland better than they can understand me. So, you know, I think it's horses for courses. If that's the saying. I would love to see AJ hosting. I think she's going to be a lot of fun. She's shown as well how professional she is tonight, and what a great job she did with Rylan this evening. But yeah, you know, I'm so proud of what we saw tonight. Within 30 minutes, slickly produced. It was kind of seamless and very smooth, well thought out, well planned. Showed everything that you want to show off. We got to hear from Ukrainians about what the, you know, famous, well-known Ukrainians in the UK about what the win meant to them last year. We got to see a lot of involvement and some diversity of Liverpool. Really nice kind of segment on Liverpool and what it means to Liverpool to be hosting. That segment in itself only 1.5, 2 minutes long, but so much diversity. And that I loved how they brought in the school kids again to show more diversity and actually show, you know, an event like this has an impact on the general community of a city. And that's what they showed with bringing on the young people in their school uniforms. I do wonder whether there's some people watching kind of around Europe that are looking at these school uniforms, because it's kind of a UK thing, isn't it? A school uniform, really? I'm sure people are watching that thinking, why they all dress so weirdly. But there you go. That's what going to school in the UK is like. We saw people like Atomic Kitten in there as well, which was a little bit of a surprise for me. But yeah, just really, really impressed with the show, and it's literally got me drooling because I'm so excited for what we might see in May, and this is the first taste, really, and I was really impressed.
Me too.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. But guys in the live, let us know what you thought of the allocation draw today. We've got Ian Williams. Rylan is great on the radio. He's on Radio 2 in the UK. You love the mix of accents on tonight's draw, and I do think we're going to get a mix of accents when it comes to hostings. But I'm sure we're going to get AJ Aduja in there. BBC, announce it for us soon. We'll have AJ and Timur and Rylan in the green room. Maybe I could see him as a really good green room host potentially. Asa, I hope I said your name right. You get people wearing school uniform in some countries when they're in school, but why wear it at an evening event? Good point. I think it's just to show that they are kids from local schools. We've got Simple Things in the house. Hey, Simple Things. This has got you so excited for Eurovision 2023. You think it's going to be professional, fun, and slick. Fantastic job, BBC. We've got Mrs. Connolly. Good luck, everyone. So, Mrs. Connolly, the draw has happened. So you can either rewind and watch through it with us, or for those of you that are joining us just now, we can just take you through who's been allocated into which semi-final. So first of all, voting in semi-final 1, we have Germany, we have Italy, and we have France. And then go on, Jess, you do such a great job at calling out the countries. So semi-final 1 we have.
So we have Serbia, Latvia, Ireland, Norway, Portugal, Croatia, Malta, Sweden, Moldova, Switzerland, Israel, Netherlands, Finland, Azerbaijan, Czech Republic.
And sorry, I wasn't paying attention. And then in semi-final 2, we have voting. We have Ukraine, we have the UK, and we have Spain. And performing in semi-final 2, Jess.
Armenia, Cyprus, Romania, Denmark, Belgium, Iceland, Greece, Estonia, Albania, Australia, Austria, Lithuania, San Marino, Slovenia, Georgia, Poland.
So there you go, Mrs. Connolly. That was just for you. So the draw has taken place, and those are how the semi-finals, how the countries have been allocated. We've got Archie. Hello to you. Semi-final 1 will be an absolute bloodbath. I love it every year. We have kind of the blood. There's always one that's going to be more difficult than the other. But let's wait to see the songs as well. John Johnson, you're saying it's a great show and a draw. And OMG, is it seriously?
I think it was 100 days yesterday or something.
Roughly.
Wow.
It's going too fast, guys. Don't you feel though? It's going too fast. Like, I can't believe we're already doing the allocation. I literally feel like I've just left Turin and we're already doing the allocation draw for May. That's insane. Just having a look. We've got lots of positive. ESC Love 99 days now. There were lots of praise for the draw. So David Duran, you're saying the program was slick. You still can't believe the contest is being held so close to where you live. Well, hopefully we will get to meet you in Liverpool when we are there. Guys, if you are just joining us as well, and this is the first time you've landed on Eurovoxx video, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We're loving all the support that you guys are giving us. We've got our guys out in Benidorm as well. So if you're watching Benidorm Fest, the first semi-final this evening, make sure you come back for our live video reaction to the results. And then, of course, we've got lots more content coming up for you guys. We've got Alicia. Hello to you. We can't wait for more songs to be released. We've only got 3 songs for 2023 so far. And I feel like we're behind now because we're already in it's February tomorrow. And we've only got 3 songs. I'm sure we would have had a few more by now. But every single country in Europe has chosen the 11th of February to entry this year.
Pretty much, yeah.
But Don, we would normally have a few more songs by now, right?
Yeah, usually Albania is always December, okay, done, and we have that. Ukraine was very, very early, and then usually Spain was in January last
It used to be early.
year, I think, yes. And also
Czech.
yes, exactly. Czech Republic was one of the early ones, and usually at least 1 or 2 national finals would have happened already. Somehow they decided to postpone it also for Germany because they were usually one of the earlier ones. I think it's early February usually, and now they have decided to do it on 4th of March, so it's one of the latest ones. Maybe to see the competition and see which song or genre they don't want to send or shouldn't send. I don't know, but there has to be some kind of reason for it.
Yeah, we've got quite a few confirmed artists. We obviously got Austria's artist confirmed today as well, and I'm going to call them Tammy and Sonia because I've completely forgotten their names. But if someone can,
Taya and Selena.
Who is it? Sorry,
Taya and Selena.
Taya and Selena. Okay, so they have been selected to represent Austria. So hopefully we'll get the song soon. We've got Edge Randy. I love that name. Go for it, Latvia. And thank you so much because I have always wondered this. It's pronounced Or, so I'll call you Orsa. How does that sound? Everyone have a go. Orsa.
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 I've always wondered how that letter is pronounced. So thank you so much. I will try and remember it going forward. I just remember Or as in Austria or Australia. Orsa. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been lovely to see your comments. Really good comment here from Lee Fern. You're saying you think the BBC has already proven that this is Ukraine's party and we're just hosting it in our back garden. I did not see one UK flag today, which I'm not unhappy about, but I did see the Ukrainian flag. So I think it's a really they're definitely not presenting this as a UK contest. It's Ukraine's contest in the UK. Great Touch was Ukrainian that was part of the school children that revealed one of the countries as well from the Big Six. I mean, that's the UK and many other European countries today. We've got Ukrainians that have had to flee Ukraine, young Ukrainian people that are now at schools all around Europe. Including here in the UK, but we always kind of knew that they were going to involve the Ukrainian community, and I think involving a young person from the Ukrainian community has a lot more impact as well, because this illegal war, this occupation of Ukraine by Russia, is is really ruining like young people's lives as well as older people, and it's we need to remember what an impact that will have on a young person for the rest of their life as well. Guys, we will wrap it up shortly because I don't know, Justin, I feel so bad. I feel like you just need to go back to bed.
You can go to bed.
Go to bed. Interesting. Sarah Hussein, hello to you, Sarah. You're really hoping that Paul McCartney makes an appearance as it's been hosted in his home. So I didn't think of that, actually. We might just end up with Atomic Kitten and Kerry Katona, but Paul McCartney, definitely. It would be amazing for him to pop up on stage. Do you think he'd be willing to? I'm sure he's really proud that it's been held in Liverpool, actually.
He must be.
That would be amazing. Alicia wants to know, do we have any guesses on who's representing the UK? No, but there were some I mean, there's always rumours. We see things in tabloids. It's been confirmed that Rina Sawayama is not representing the UK. So there's been lots of rumours around that. But we get the rumours every year. We're always surprised with who they select. I will say, though, that I'm hoping for a female this year. I think we've had like 4 years of males representing the UK. So I would like a female. Boys, Jess, are you with me on that?
Yep, 100%.
Who was the last female? That would be Suri, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Suri in 2018, yeah. So, yeah. I mean, Sweden have had a lot of stick recently for sending males. Obviously, this year last year they sent Cornelia. But yeah, I think it's the UK's time. I want to see I'm like Sam Ryder. I want to see a diverse act, and diversity really came through in this show tonight as well. We've got Klaus. We're going to say hello and goodbye to you, Klaus, but you can of course go back and watch it. Olympic Song Contest. You don't like the design. BBC literally gave 50 quid to a graphic designer and said good luck. It might grow up on you. Who knows? Mrs. Conley, you're saying you have a Ukrainian family at your church. They're amazing people. The mum is pregnant and the family are really excited about the baby. Oh, much love to them. What lovely news. We've got Vladimir as well saying United in Liverpool. United. I don't know. But hey, Vladimir, I think you're in Skopje. So hello to you. We've got Let's Dance is hoping for Paloma Faith for the UK. Do you guys know Paloma Faith?
I do. Probably one of the most distinct voices of our time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I just say though that I would 1,000,000% support this.
Yes.
Fleur East representing the UK. We've been asking for it for years. I think she would be amazing with a song like Sax. Oh my gosh.
Needs to happen.
Yeah. Yes. Caroline saying if Freya Sky, who came 5th and won the televote at Junior Eurovision in 2022, so only a couple of months ago, if she was old enough, she would be good. Maybe watch out for her as a future rep for the UK. She did a great job. Lee Fern, he's saying 4 songs in the running, apparently for the UK 2023 entry. I did see that in one of the tabloids in the past couple of days. We've got Rye Bailey as well supporting Fleur East. And hello to ESC Albania. You wish Freya was old enough to represent the UK. Maybe in a few years' time she will. But guys, we're going to wrap it up now because we spent a very, very long time with you all tonight. But if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. You can also follow us on our socials. We're on Instagram, Twitter, on TikTok, and on Facebook. And yeah, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Justin, thank you so much for staying up so late. It is now, what, 7:15 in the morning in Australia. Is that right?
That is correct.
7:15. So thank you so much. You can now go to bed. Dominic, Jess, as always, thank you. And thank you to everyone for joining in. Love reading your comments tonight. So, guys, until the next video, which will be later tonight because we've got Benidorm Fest, we will see you. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.